Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're analyzing a very specific piece of hardware that solves a really universal problem. How do you get high-def video onto your own private cable network using the wires that are, already in the walls? We're talking about the Thor Broadcast H-2ADHD-QAM-IPLL Encoder Modulator.
It's a mouthful, I know. But the concept behind it is brilliantly simple. The whole mission here is to show you how this one box acts like a universal bridge. You can take pretty much any video source, HDMI component, even old school composite video, and just broadcast it.
In HD.
In full HD, up to 1080p 60.
Yeah.
Right over your existing coax cables. It's the key to building your own private headend.
Okay, let's unpack that core function, because the name alone suggests this is more than just an encoder. It sounds like it replaces a whole rack of gear.
Precisely. You can think of it as a quadruple threat, really. It's an encoder, a modulator, an IPTV server, and an ASI MUX all in one.
And it does all that at once.
It does. What's really fascinating is that it runs all three main outputs, so your RF for cable, your IP stream, and your ASI simultaneously.
Wait, I've got to pause you on that. For our listeners who aren't broadcast engineers, what exactly is an ASI MUX, and why is that such a big deal for a small box?
Right. So a MUX just combines data streams. An ASI is this high-capacity format that's standard for linking professional broadcast gear together. You'd use it to connect this unit to a bigger master switch, for example. The fact that this little unit handles that internally, it just shows how much heavy lifting and automation is happening behind the scenes.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's talk inputs. You mentioned the versatility HDMI, sure, but also analog. Is handling that bigger range complicated?
Not for the user. It handles the conversion beautifully. And for places like hospitals or corporate campuses, that analog input has a really critical feature, closed caption 608 support.
Okay, why is that so important for those kinds of facilities?
It's all about compliance. In the U.S., it's a legal necessity. That specific analog port makes sure that the required captioning data doesn't get lost when you go from analog to digital. It's a huge compliance headache, and this unit just solves it.
So we've got the video source locked in. Now for distribution. We have the traditional POX with QAM and ATSC, but you also mentioned a network port for IP streaming.
Yep. So QAM and ATSC are just the standards for sending digital video over cable or airwaves. That's the traditional path. But the IP streaming capability means you can also send that same feed over your regular Ethernet network.
To what? Like smart TVs or computers?
Exactly. Smart TVs, desktop players, digital signs. You're basically creating your own private local content delivery network.
Interesting. Now for the encoding itself, I have to ask, why support both MPEG-2 and the newer H.264? Isn't H.264 just better?
That's a fantastic question. It really speaks to that legacy infrastructure problem. A lot of older TVs and cable boxes, especially in commercial settings, can only decode MPEG-2.
Ah, so it's for backward compatibility.
Got it. It ensures the system works everywhere, old and new. And you have flexible bit rates, too, from about half a megabit all the way up to 19.5.
What if a big place, say a university, wanted to build a massive system? 40 channels, maybe? How does it scale?
It's designed to stack. You literally just take multiple units and daisy chain them with the RF in and out ports. Or you use an external RF combiner.
You just add more as you need them.
Yep, it's modular.
So what about controlling all this? You've got codecs, channel assignments, signal strength. That sounds like a nightmare to manage from a tiny front panel.
You could do the basics there, sure. But the real control comes from its web interface. You just plug it into your network, open a web browser, and you can configure everything remotely. Even the RF power, which you can adjust from 5 to 35 dBmV.
And it comes with a 5-year warranty, and it's TAA compliant.
Right. It's built for professional use.
So this one compact unit really does consolidate all these complex broadcast functions. It makes custom video distribution seem simple.
It does. And if we circle back to that idea of automation, the source material says these units often ship pre-configured. Think about what that means. The internal chipset is automatically handling incredibly complex settings, like PID selection for programs that used to require a specialized engineer.
So the magic is that you don't have to be a broadcast genius to run your own TV network.
That's the magic. It just works.